Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome tonight. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you are doing great. Some people are just moving wild, because they've been going around from one comment section to another, to another, to another, looking for what to tell Black people. Now, I am going to tell you people something. My people, this is for us. You see, all these people cannot stand the fact that you are standing strong and you know you're right and you did the right thing. The 92% and the 80% Black people that did the right thing, they are in kind of they are like, how can they be resting when they are supposed to be speaking up? Black people aren't speaking up. So you all are jealous, right? Majority of you only want to leech. Some of you are not even interested in what is going on, but you all just want to come out and attack people that look like me. Now let me tell you something. They've been going from one place to another. One Black content creator dropping comment. Is it only you people that is going through G side? Black people are going through G side too. It is happening in Congo. It is happening in Haiti. It is happening in Sudan. Now, Burkina Faso is also a target, right? So, can you people free Black people for like for a moment? For a moment, Black people deserve everything good. They also deserve the freedom. You all only want where you will take, not where you will give, right? So I am going to tell you all this. Leave Black people alone. Let Black people be and stop moving around. Go fight for yourself and leave Black people out of this. Let's get into this video.
I don't think most of you give a fuck about Palestine. I think some of you guys are having this conversation because you like to feel good about yourself and like the old Christian shit that you used to say when you were a kid. It makes you feel really good to have like the moral high ground and think that you're like above other people because you're just so great. You're just so good. You're just so moral because you care about this. You care about this, don't you? This person says, starvation is unaliving every single person in Gaza. I'm sure you thought this was definitely the priority, though. Let's just really make it clear. Let's just really lay this out for what it is. You want Black people to be in labor and you want them to actively experience dehumanization while they're doing it. You, ironically, don't give me the impression that you're a person who cares about genocide because at your base, you reject the idea that people who are being dehumanized should stand up against that dehumanization. It's interesting to me how so many people are eager to use Black activism as a foundation for their work, and they recognize that racism and anti-Blackness is why many of us are suffering under capitalism right now in some very, very clear ways, right? And then they also understand that a lot of the shit that's happening in Palestine is because of the shit that happened in America and the shit that was justified through racism in America, right? And then you stand up against that genocide and that dehumanization, but you're still not at the point where you think it's okay for us to talk about anti-Blackness. Why is that? The thing that's interesting to me about this conversation is it really draws attention to the fact that so many of you are leeches. You are leeches who want to, you want work from Black people. You don't want to give them anything in return. You don't even want to entertain the idea that maybe we shouldn't be dehumanized. Maybe we shouldn't experience racism. Maybe we shouldn't experience anti-Blackness. You want for us to tolerate it, put our head down, and get to work so that you can benefit from it. It's just weird to me how so many of you guys don't see what you're doing. You don't see what you're doing. Something I pointed out is that a lot of these people are only interested in like this weird type of emotional extortion. This person is doing it right here. They say starvation is unaliving every single person in Gaza. And what they're expecting is that because I'm Black and because I'm oppressed and because I've been oppressed, because I know what hate feels like, that I'm going to be so touched by that I put everything aside and finally get in line and do what they want me to do. And I guess what's aggravating to me about this is none of this is necessary. You don't actually need to be anti-Black, and you don't need to defend anti-Blackness. It's like not really part of it. Black people have advocated for Palestine forever. And the point I'm making in this video is that they will continue to do so, right? That is a separate conversation from whether or not the people who they do choose to do that with, who are anti-Black, are worth working with. But for whatever reason, you guys conflate it, right? You make it seem like working with people for Palestine requires a tolerance of anti-Blackness. And you're expecting for Black people to accept that during a time where things are starting to get really fucking real. It's pretty fucked. And I'm accepting that there's plenty of you who aren't gonna really get that you're doing this. You're not gonna really get that what you are actually doing. Like, the only reason I said there's a lot of Black people who won't walk away from this is because, you know, that's how I feel. I'm not gonna walk away from Palestine, especially since my partner is Palestinian, right? But there's a other group of Black folks who already feel very divided, who needed, unfortunately, to work their way up to advocating for Palestine the way that they are. And what a lot of you guys are doing is basically encouraging those people to stop doing it, you know? And none of that is really necessary. See, the thing that's crazy to me about a lot of this is you guys have taken Palestine and you've twisted it so much into this game of who's making certain posts, who's doing certain things, who's using certain language, and not like who is actually aligned with Palestine, right? And it's a bit aggravating because that's like a completely separate thing. It's like a completely separate thing, right? I'm just going to say this right now. Nothing I post on here is a priority. Nothing I post on here is a priority. Nothing. I post on here in between my work, in between, you know, things rendering. There's something rendering right now, which is part of why I'm doing this. Nothing I post here is, you know, a priority, right? It's just interesting to me the way that we talk about this shit, which is, you know, that's the original context of this video, right? I think it's fascinating to watch people use the work of Black people, but then advocate for why they should be tolerant to anti-Blackness, because that work would not exist without anti-Blackness. So on my end, sometimes it feels like there's a certain segment of you that just want this to never end. You know, that's the thing that's always so ironic about some of this stuff. It just seems on my end like some of you really just don't want this to end. You want for it to go on forever so you always have something to talk about. And there's some of us who would really prefer it end. You know, there's some of us who would really prefer that it end. We don't want to debate about this all the time. We would like for us to get together, even if we've got our little disagreements with each other in some ways, and just work together towards change. Some of you are so invested in feeling good about yourself and, you know, just feeling like you're just so much more morally, you know, that you're not even willing to do that. You're not even willing to work with people. You're not even willing, you know, and it's crazy because, you know, and this comes out in the entire way that we've talked about this. The entire way that we've talked about this. You know, some of you, it's like, if someone doesn't agree with you on everything, well, they're against Palestine. They want Palestinian children to die, right? Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? What is the purpose of you saying that? A snappy interaction with someone online? Is that like the focus? Because to me, that just makes it seem like you don't give a fuck about Palestine. Why are you constantly... It's like people who talk about starving children in Africa. You know, there's starving children in Africa who would love to eat that while not actually doing anything about world hunger or even the hunger in their communities, right? It's just like you need this group of people to exist as like these far away like representatives of like this thing that everyone cares about, and they're like a rhetorical device for you to use for you to shame other people. Why is anti-blackness required for me to care about people in Palestine? What does anti-blackness have to do with children starving in Palestine? Why are we making a connection between these things? Why are we trying to make this argument, right? Why? What's the purpose? And, I get aggravated with this because, I do care about this. So it actually pisses me off when people's response, like, if you understand how we got where we are in Palestine, you would baseline understand why dehumanization is bad. I mean, it starts with this shit, right? It starts with someone dehumanizing someone else, and then someone who's supposedly against that dehumanization saying, you know what, it's not the time, it's not that important, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know how I got the education that I got and understood that, and so many other people apparently didn't. So many other people apparently did not learn that ABC 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi. You start by dehumanizing people, and that's how you get people to manufacture consent against, them. Anyway.
This might be controversial, but I'm tired and I don't give a fuck anymore. So this very pro-Palestinian guy came through my feed calling people absolutely disgusting and disgraceful for not talking about Palestine that much anymore. And to that, I just have to say, we fucking told you. We fucking told you. And before anybody comes on here like, oh my God, she's gonna let all these innocent people suffer because she's being vindictive that they didn't vote the same. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that we told you guys that if that man got into office, we were going to have to make decisions on what we made our main issues. Now, I can't speak for other people of color or marginalized communities, but at least us Latinos, we're on the chopping block. They're picking us off the streets like it's a fucking apple orchard. We are very literally fighting for our fucking lives. So we no longer have the bandwidth to make foreign issues our main priority, no matter how much we want to. We donated, we marched with you guys. We told you guys we understood. I donated eSIM cards. I donated to the charities. We watched the videos all the way through. We shared them. I had 200 followers at the time, and I was making videos because if I could get through to at least one person, that was enough. Because anything and any type of voice was helpful. These were the things we were doing. We told you guys that we understood your anger, that we were with you, but to not let it give you tunnel vision and to not let it force you into making a decision that would harm all of us. And here we fucking are. This place is collapsing into the deepest, darkest, most malignant pit in fucking hell at lightning speed. We cannot put out fires elsewhere when our house is burning to the fucking ground. We fucking told you.
So I had a white leftist drop down into the comment section on one of my videos and also drop down into the comment section of one of my mutuals video and implied that people are using anti-blackness as a shield to be anti-Palestinian. Let me tell you something, bitch. I really don't give a fuck what types like you have to say. A lot of you white leftists need to realize that you are a part of the problem. You are a part of the problem. You use, and this is why you made this charge, because a lot of you use the Palestinian movement to be anti-black. You're upset that the black people see exactly what you're doing. You're using the pro-Palestinian movement to hide your anti-blackness. You're using these people's genocide to be anti-black. This was your opportunity for a lot of you to try to distance yourselves from your racist white relatives that you never seem to check. You never call out the Republicans. You always call out the Democrats. You never, ever have anything to say about the Trump supporters. It's always a black Democrat, a black content creator that supports the Democratic Party, black Democratic voters, and every single call out of the Democrats or the liberals, it always seems to be a black person in that video. You're always dropping down into the comment section of black people because you're racist. just like Republicans. You are two sides of the same bigoted coin. That's why you're always in our comment section. That's why you never take your motherfucking asses over to the Trump supporters pages, because you're a scary little bitch. You know that all of the things that you say online, you won't say to our faces. But you also know that those Trump supporters, they will find you. They'll take the time and the energy to locate exactly where you are, and they will dox you. Your protest or performance, everything that you say online is theory, and you know that if you zoom out and actually look at what these black people are saying, everything that you're saying wouldn't make any fucking sense. So that's why you choose to be anti-black. I want you to understand this. Again, I don't give a fuck about what you have to say. Your opinion on anything doesn't matter to me, because it's so crystal clear that a lot of you white leftists are totally fine with being racist, totally fine with being anti-black, and you will use any opportunity to jump on board any other movement and encourage them to be just as anti-black as you. Get the fuck out of my comment section, you dumbass bitch.
This is all I got from this video. And I am going to ask, why are they going around? Why are they moving around from one place to another looking for somebody to talk to about Palestinians? I mean, it's really a crazy person that will do that. And they have been showing how crazy they are. Because what they do is from one black person, black content creator to another, to another, to another. And now, okay, now, I am going to ask you people, what have you actually done for Palestinians? Because you all are always, see, if you all are really very serious about this, your pro-Palestinian movement, see, you were not supposed to be in America. For those that are in United States of America, you are already supposed to pack up your bags. One-way ticket, right? Straight up, Palestine, Gaza. That's when I personally will know and could be convinced that you are actually out for business. But you see, all these things, I think you all are just showing how anti-black you all are. Because how do I have the time to start sneaking around on people's comment section, trying to tell them, why are you not, you are purely anti-black, and you are just showing us who you are. Black people already know. It's not like it's new. It's not like it's something. The only thing you all are looking for is how to get from people, how black people can help you. You have never already asked yourself, how can you help black people? No, it is not in your dictionary, but it is only in black people. It's only in black people's dictionary to help you. You all are messing up, you all are messing up too much. And thank God, thank goodness, my people know you already. They are, see, I've Black said that they are only leeching. The majority of them do not actually care about Palestinians. Some just want to make video. Some just want to call black people because they do not like how strong black people are standing on everything. So because the whole thing is kind of absurd, if I meant to say, yeah, you all go around, dropping comments, trying to wake black people. They will still not come out, no matter how hard you try, right? For the Latino lady that they also dropped the comment for, I love the way she also responded. But this is also a tiny reminder that your own people also, I understand you people are going through it, but this is what you all voted for, because if you did not vote for it, it won't be happening. And also, this is also a reminder to Palestinians that this is also what you all voted for. You all voted for it, Pro Max. So go enjoy what you voted for. Signing out. Bye for now.